What happened to JDM just now shouldn't have been televised. I don't think Paramount Plus should put this back on their platform to showcase because that was a bad beating by the hands of Carlos Prates. Now, hey guys, I am a little bit surprised by what I just saw. I thought that JDM would have just a little more tools, more ways of responding to what we just saw. We just saw Carlos Prates just dominate JDM in the striking. I mean, JDM looked like after the first round, JDM just looked like he didn't belong in there with Carlos Prates, and it was hard to watch. I like JDM. I was starting to become a fan. I'm a fan of these Australian fighters. Volk, all these guys, and what we just saw was just. I don't think JDM can come back from that and compete at a high level because he just got dominated by Islam in the wrestling, and then now we got a striking matchup, which is his realm of the world, and he got dominated in the striking as well by Carlos Prates. And let's just talk about the fight for now. Let's talk about the fight. So we start out round one. It's they're in the octagon. The face-off is intense. The crowd is singing along with JDM's intro song as you walk. So the atmosphere was electric to start, and I was just like, this felt like a big, huge main event pay-per-view fight. Honestly, this had that type of aura during the fight, during the build-up, and we got to the cage. Round one starts, and what we saw was JDM be on the front foot, so JDM started to pressure. And I'm not surprised by this approach because this is what worked for JDM when he won that belt against Bilal. He was on the front foot. He started pressuring early and started to get his game going. Started getting Bilal to make mistakes and then him countering. I think that's what he was looking for here again. He was pressuring. He was pressuring Prates, but he wasn't putting any combinations or high output. I think he was just pressuring so that Prates makes a mistake, and then boom, he was looking for the counters, right? And what we saw was as he was pressuring, Prates started chopping up his calves. Prates started throwing those leg kicks towards his calves and then towards his knees, and he started to buckle a little bit. And what JDM did in that first round was it went to like a leg kick battle for a little bit, where JDM kind of felt those leg kicks, so he started throwing his own. But what we saw quickly was that Prates had more power in those calf kicks. Prates' calf kicks imposed more damage, as we could tell, right? And then towards the end of that first round, Prates landed this huge knee up the middle as JDM was crouching down, knee right to the jaw, and from that point on, Prates had all the confidence in the world, and it just from then on, the confidence built up, and it was all downhill for JDM afterwards. And this is how typically Prates fights. If you let Prates gain confidence and start, you can kind of see you saw some Anderson Silva-esque showboating going on. He had his hands down, and he was just kind of playing around, and he was being unorthodox. And I think JDM, he picks up on specific reads, and he couldn't pick up on any reads from Carlos Prates because Carlos Prates was just free-forming, moving around, gaining confidence, and one thing Prates did in this fight is use all his striking tools. You saw striking coming from all different angles. You saw the knees up the middle in the first round, and then once he started finding success in that, he went to the elbows, and then he went to the long striking. It seemed like everything was connecting with power, and this was probably Carlos Prates' best performance yet, based on who was standing in there with him. We're talking about JDM here, right? We're talking about a former champion. We're talking about a guy who had an 18-fight winning streak and won the title against Bilal. This is a high-level striker that he just did that against. I'm still taking this in. I just couldn't believe what I just watched. I think, this poses the question of how good Ian Gary is, because what Ian Gary, how much success he found in the striking against Prates. But I just think, this was crazy. All right, back to the fight now. Round 2 and round 3 were complete dominations by Carlos Prates. Like I said, striking from all different angles. He started getting those leg kicks back again. He got this one huge leg kick right above the calf, around the knee, that really hurt JDM. Kind of stumbled him and got him off his feet for a second. And from then on, that's when I knew the fight was over. When he landed that kick and you could kind of tell that JDM couldn't put any pressure on that leg anymore, I knew the fight was done, because JDM, that way he fights is he puts a lot of power through his front foot, and he pressures and I guess his boxing combination is going. And once he couldn't do that anymore, it was scary, guys. This fight was hard to watch. It was hard to watch. I like JDM, and it started getting scary from there. And Carlos Prates, he did this thing where I think Carlos Prates was looking for a highlight finish. He saw how amped up the crowd was, and he would have JDM hurt, and JDM would be, on the ground, and he'd tell him to get up. And he just didn't want, a ground and pound finish. He wanted a highlight reel finish. and to shut that crowd up, because that crowd was fired up initially, but it got real quiet in there. He got real quiet in there. But yeah, generational performance by Carlos Prates, one of the best performances of this year so far. And yeah, he said on the mic afterwards that in August it will be Makachev versus Ian Gary for the welterweight belt, and he'll be there to be ringside and possibly fight the winner. So I'm excited to see that. I mean, one thing we did see early on that maybe Process needs to work on is, in the first round, JDM did take him down very easily towards the end of the round. He did get that takedown fairly easily, and if he's looking to fight Makachev or any high-level wrestler, that's going to be he has to fix that. But you could also say, he wasn't expecting that from JDM, and from the success that Prates found early in that first round, maybe he got too overconfident, forgot that this was MMA and that JDM could possibly shoot a takedown. But nevertheless, I don't want to take anything away from Carlos Prates. Sensational performance, and I just can't wait to see him again. That rematch with Ian Gary, it would be very interesting to see. But nevertheless, great performance. Comment down below what you thought about that performance, and who you would like to see Prates face next. And also, what's next for JDM? Comment down below. Is his confidence too down? Is he going to come back? Just tell me what you thought about this performance. Until next time, I'm out.